Tropical storm Opong expected to make a landfall here as we go ahead through our Thursday night into Friday morning across eastern Visayas and southeastern Luzon. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. I always do my best to keep you informed and updated on what's going on out here in the western Pacific. And today, all eyes are on this storm system, which, by the way, if we go back to the broader picture, Nando, also known as Vergasa, has weakened out, still bringing some rainfall across northern areas of Vietnam after just serious impacts in Guangdong province where this came on shore. Check out our website and our page at Facebook Western Pacific Weather. We got so many good videos out of there of people sending our way of just some of the serious impacts. But let's break it down as far as the forecast, because that's what we do here. We are a forecasting channel. If you want the news, there's plenty of other places to get it, but I specialize in giving you a look at the outlook. Try not to bring any hype, but give you the latest information. And one of the latest information is outside of the signal force warnings, which I don't like to show because they do increase. For example, right now we have just like signal force 3, but in Manila there's no signal force warnings, but they're probably going to get up to a 1 or 2 as this gets closer. I just don't like the way the signal force sets up, but I do like the storm surge warning from Pagasa. I don't like it in that sense, but I do like the way they have it here. Northern Samar, eastern areas of the Bicol region, Catanduanes, all under a storm surge warning. Moderate risk of increasing tides out here and low-lying flooding over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. And that puts those areas right in the right front quadrant. First off, I mean, you got your storm system as it comes in from the south. So let's say it follows this track via JMA, just like that. The winds are going to wrap around from the north and impact those northern areas of Samar. But then we look a little bit further towards the east as this storm system approaches Catanduanes and the Bicol areas. So let's say it's on this track just like that. You're going to have that wind wrap around, and it's a lot of these kind of inlets, the harbors. So the east coast of Catanduanes, you know, this place always, Viga, I think, always gets the surges when these come on shore. But also along these low-lying coastal areas in San Jose. I mean, how many storms, have caused surges in this area here? It is no surprise. And the people that live here, I'm trying to say this, know what to expect when you get even a tropical storm, maybe low-end typhoon as this passes on by. If it does become a typhoon, probably be a Cat 1, but those coastal areas could see a bit of a surge. And then you're talking about those winds that could be damaging along these coasts. Now, as it works its way further towards the west, it is going to have a little bit of land interaction, but you see the core of it, at least according to JMA, could stay over water for a good portion of time, which is going to help us maintain this tropical storm intensity. Bring in some of the heaviest rainfall, though, across western areas of Luzon. Of course, just south of Tagaytay is going to be looking at a lot of rain, but also at the NCR, a little bit further towards north here, those areas are definitely going to be testing the infrastructure as far as that heavy rainfall. Now, take a look at the UK model, shows it a little bit further towards the north. The ECMWF does this little thing, basically kind of threading the needle between the land areas here. The point is, there's definitely going to be this range of impacts, but I think one of the biggest issues will continue to be that threat of flooding. So let's take a look at our graphics from Metro Weather's Weatherscape, and I'll fix that on the screen. I don't know what just happened there. So Metro Weather's Weatherscape's graphics here, just showing our storm system over the last 12 hours. Hasn't really wrapped up significantly, but you can see it's going against the grain here. In the last few frames, you got a big burst of convection as it starts to strengthen just a bit. Let's take a look at JMA's forecast, 140 kilometer per hour winds. Here we go. That would be a typhoon as it comes on shore there just towards the Bicol area south of Catanduanes. Some weakening over land, but, you know, maintaining some pretty potent intensity. That's actually interesting that JMA is going so aggressive on this. Pressure down the 965 HPA. That would still be about a Cat 1 to Cat 2, but you know, they're not messing around with that Philippine Sea effect with those warm sea surface temperatures out here, allowing for that intensification. This is a look at the ECMWF model. This is what I was just talking about a minute ago. See that right front quadrant pushing those surges up on those coastal areas. Then you have the inflow coming in from the west that's going to bring plenty of rainfall. So big rainmaker. I mean, west and east coast. You're going to have that flow hitting up across the Sierra Madres, and then in from the west, Mindoro over towards places like like Subic and yes, the NCR too. The NCR could see as much as 100 millimeters plus in spots. Heavy rain warnings in place, I guarantee it. Not to mention signal force warnings. So the flood threat is for sure there as we go ahead through our day here on our Thursday into Friday especially. Let's do the flyover for our Friday here, and let's loop this back towards, well, let's get a closer look at Legazpi, the Beak Hall area. Heavy rainfall here on the right side of the screen. Let's actually loop this back. There we go. You see that heavy breeze up northern areas of Samar. It is just going to be a whiteout at times with that rain, I'm telling you. And then as it passes over Bullock, yeah, you're going to be getting the nasty. That's why the high is just 26 there for you as that kicks on by. So a lot to talk about out here today. Big thing is going to be the rain. I'm telling you, there's going to be plenty of that precipitation in our forecast, and do want to watch out for that localized threat, some serious flooding, landslides, things like that. Just don't be out on any ferries. It's going to be a nasty day. Let's take a look at a wave forecast, actually. And, what's interesting about the wave forecast, you can see even the West Philippine Sea is looking at some pretty decent waves as this passes towards the west, where it typically is a lot calmer. So, a lot going on out here today. So, of course, I will continue to check back in with the newest updates, keeping you informed of what's happening out here in the Western Pacific. Big shout out to our Patreon members who support the channel and always keep us working hard. The good news, at least at this time, friends, is this is not wrapped up, and we have not seen rapid intensification, but it doesn't mean it can't happen just prior to landfall. But I do think, a few people have asked me about this too, is that low-level center, even if it does miss Samar, I don't get hung up on the low-level center because there's a big bulk of convection here, and a good portion of Samar in the late day are going to get some decent amount of rainfall. So even though the official forecast does take it just towards the north, just keep in mind it doesn't mean it's going to miss you. Even for Southwest Tacloban, you're still going to be looking at some decent rains, okay? You won't be seeing surge, but you are going to be looking at some decent flooding rains here. So, yeah, stay safe. As always, thanks for stopping by, and yeah, I'll keep you posted.